Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. This is Delenn Russell. Still fighting a bit of a cold, but we are here in the Vault Hunters world, crossing our fingers that we'll be able to do something interesting
Hello.
today. Hello. So this morning's plan, we have gotten ourselves far enough that we should be able to start putting in the bits and pieces for building our vault altar. And we've got enough pieces for the vault portal, but we also...
Hello.
also need to. Hello, Scrublord. Good to see you. We also are.
Hello.
Ready to start looking at the recipes for crystals and see if we can build some more crystals in advance of putting together the vaults. I've been let it known that that it's pretty unlikely to survive a lot of the early vaults. There's a lot of grinding through and getting out early rather than actually completing the objectives. So we'll just have to see how things go, but I don't know if we'll be doing vaults this morning. It looks like it's quite popular with some of the other server members, and too many people in at once can crash servers and so forth. So we'll focus this morning on building crystals because we may not actually have all the supplies required for the actual recipe once we get started. We won't know until we build the altar. So basically, let's get to it. So first things first, you guys can hear all the spiders. I'm hoping I can get slept through the night here because they drive me rather insane. Nope, monsters nearby. Okay. I may have a spider in my base, which is also not welcome. We'll see. Put that down, and I sleep. No. Okay, so we have monsters. That's just beautiful. That's the way cookie crumbles. So first things first. Wanted to show you guys the book that the most recent update has given us. So we now have access to the Vault Hunters book. Now, they did exist earlier on, but we had to know about the fancy metals to be able to actually start making the book, which is kind of permanent circle. Just before I get too far into it, good morning to Scrublord and to Ross and to Benson and Fantastic Dog Fox. Good to see you guys all here. Hopefully we'll be able to show you something interesting. A lot of the way this game starts is very, very vanilla, but you do need 2 critical items to begin. Let's see what they say in here. The first edition, blah, blah, blah. It's very first edition. The person who wrote it, their language, their basic language, I get the impression is not English. So most of the book is okay, but sometimes their grammar is a little bit sus. And oddly, every once in a while, their spelling's a bit out. The first thing we need, blocks and items. We're starting here. I think it's here. Okay, so when we doing this, we need to know, or we need to start out. We have to find the chromatic iron, which of course I did a good amount of mining for. It's one of the side effects of being sick. Sick is you get a bit more time to mine. So we did that, and then we got the iron, and we smelt it into ores or into ingots. The other piece, blah, 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 blah. Go through everything because we don't need it all right now. The other piece you need is vault rock. Very basic. Vault rocks, they actually look like big black stone. So if you picture, not black stone in the traditional Minecraft sense, but black stone in rather literal, the stone variant, done super black. Nothing exciting about that. So the resulting effect is the chromatic iron and the vault stone don't show very well underground. So I've got a resource pack on that helps me find them. It also helps me find the vault related ores inside the vaults. So they've got borders around both. Sorry. The distraction there is just, I think my mic was syncing, but we'll get there. So once you get the vault rocks, you need to turn them into these chipped pieces. I'll show you first what they look like. Let's put that up here. So that's the chromatic iron ore. It does actually change colors. And the only thing they've done to this one is there's a blue border on here that would not normally be there. But the vault stone, unfortunately, does not look like the way I've got it. Where did I put? No, that whole bag of vault stone. And I'm trying to figure out where I put it. There it is. So, throw it here. So these are not how it normally looks, but because of the texture pack, the resource pack we've put on, you can see the texture in behind. They've just added a crystal picture on top of it. So yeah, it's very, very black, and they've added the color changing crystal with the borders. Okay. When we mine these, this is Silk Touch, but when you mine them with a regular pick, you get some of the crystals. Now let's see, what time is it? 2 in the morning. Let's take a quick look and see, where are the spiders? They're hanging out on the back of the building. I think I can handle that mostly. Let's just pick up these two and get this put away, because I have done up a few for us and put those. Let's take the Vaultstone bag, because we may need to break it all up. When we mine the Vaultstone, they do come in very, very large veins, so I don't have to worry too much about not having a ton. So I've done a bunch of the chromatic iron ingots and then fortuned them up, and got myself out of a stack and 54, I've got 9 chipped vault rocks, because there's only about a 10% chance that they're actually going to turn into chipped vault rocks. It's a bit of a pain, but you do need to use them in polished format for other things. You can either smelt the cobblestone straight to the polished format, or you can use them on the stone cutter. Right? Because if you put the regular variety on the stone cutter, you've got 3 different varieties you can use and so on for doing different things with. This is the one that we use for a lot of things. That's totally fine, Lurk, as long as you like. So the polished one at the moment is all we really need. Now, I mean, the chiseled and the combo are more decorative varieties. If you end up with enough Vaultstone, then people use it for all kinds of crazy decoration stuff. So yeah, since you guys were here last, I've put together the very small trading hall with just what we needed, and the reason I was able to get away with that, you can't really tell here, which is too bad because I forgot. We have something called Easy Villagers, which allows us to do fun stuff like this. So with an empty hand, you can shift right click, pick them up. It makes life super, super simple. Things like if you've got, I've got some of them in this next section here, or they're a little more loose, and so if I leave the gate open by accident and they get running around, I can just pick them up and put them back. It's really kind of handy. It also works well because you can pick up the babies too, the little villagers. So I've got one, he's over here. No, I guess I must have him upstairs. But I've got one extra one in storage. So it makes it really easy. We've got a number of decorative mods in there, as you can see. We've got windows and stuff. And I'll show you on the ones in between the villagers. But if I right click on the windows, you can actually sort of like fake open them. Looks really cool. I don't know what effect, if any, that has on the protection from the outside world. So I'm just not going to mess with that. We've also got supplementaries in here, so of course it's for modded. I don't need a ladder, I can just go up the rope, which is kind of nice. It's a little glitchy on the way down. I can get hung up on the edge of the stairs, and then it does some really weird glitching out stuff. Okay, morning. Yay, maybe the spiders got up a little bit. The overworld ones, as you guys are well aware, do give me the heebie-jeebies in pretty nasty ways, but apparently the ones inside the vaults are far worse. And one of the streamers I watched quite a bit last night, Lammy Pie, ran into one of the elites, and she just smartly blocked up the hole and ran away. This is probably what I would do, but the problem is, unfortunately, I've actually been more or less frozen. Not frozen, but as in like freaked out and moved slower, type of frozen, when I saw them working with them on stream. So I'm really hoping I don't run into them when we go into the vaults, because I don't know what level of impact that's going to have on us, whether or not I'll be able to run. So we'll just hope. But unfortunately, it's not a matter of simply changing textures. It'll be a matter of also changing models and behavior, and that's not something that is easy to do. So as much as I would love to get rid of it, you can see this is where I've been actually getting most of my breeding done, just because it's simply easy. So there's excess beds in there that don't need to be Yeah, and I've got one guy over Cookford. He's in this one somewhere that needs to be leveled up because I'm using them to get XP and stuff from iron. Okay, enough blathering on. So we need a couple of these, those. I've got 18 polished vault stone because I need to make a portal same size as another portal, but I figured I'd make it one larger. And we'll put it out on the hill. Let's see, map. Put it out on the hill, probably. Maybe somewhere over here. Maybe not on the hill, but on the plains over there, I guess. I haven't really figured that part out yet. Less critical because we just need to have crystals to open it as well. So let's leave those there for the time being. Okay. So we need to make this altar. Now it's talked about in here, and I just want to make sure I hit that up before we get too far. Balance, but nope. Entry index. Well, that's what I need. The vault. Chest. Portal. Modifiers. Save. Okay. So this is basically the portal we're going to need to make. Now, it won't have, once again, it won't have the weird little crystal thingies on it as long as I don't have the resource pack turned on. But you can see that the minimum of 4x5 and a max of 23 is basically the same sizes as you would see with a nether portal. The other funny thing actually is I haven't gone to the nether yet, so I'm really hoping, cross my fingers, that we won't have to this stream. But, you know, the kind of luck I get some days, I would expect that I probably would need to do that fairly soon, because it's going to ask for things that I don't have. Okay, so blocks and items, game mechanics, the vault modifiers, that's good. Archetypes, gear modifiers, layout, loot, so there's a lot to this. Transmog, device, cyclers, treasure rooms. Okay. So this is where we are. We need to make vault crystals, and then those are made out of those vault rocks. Then we put the vault rock on the vault altar, which doesn't really talk a whole lot about it except here. And it says with the requested items. We won't know what the recipe is until we build the altar. So let's just get on it, man, I guess. We're going to need that vault altar and a button. So let's go up and get something we can use for a button. And I was only half awake when I looked at that recipe. These and that. What else did I need? Spell, altar. Stone bricks, okay, easy enough. 2 obsidian, 2 fat ingots, and 3 diamonds. Do I not have stone handy? Alright. Let's put that away. Easy enough. Go away. Oh, that's no good. You actually have to fire. Yeah, the altar looks pretty cool. I'm looking forward to showing it to you. If I can get this guy to leave me be, go away. Thank you. In the meantime, one of the other things that's been added recently is to reduce lag for servers. We have these animal pens. And with animal pens, we can I take a look here and I shift. Oops, it's not right in front of the waypoints. If I shift, we can see we've got sheep in here. So there's 11 sheep in there. And we've got only 1 bee in here. I did something dumb last night and unfortunately did not have the campfire up high enough So the smoke didn't actually calm the beehive. So yeah, the bees chased me pretty good, and then 2 of the 3 that were there vanished, and I only got 1, which is too bad. But the thing is kind of fun about this is I can just right click, and there's my honeycombs. Throwing them in here. Same thing happens with the sheep. So how this works is that we have the jar, which you can see here, and then the jar you'll just shift right click on the mob you want to put in them, and then you come back over to one of these empty pens, or the full one if it's whatever you've got, and then you shift and you right click it again. It consumes the jar, but it also releases the mob into the pens. Now once the mob has been put in the pens, unfortunately we can't re-release them. So they're stuck. That's the end of these guys. But the nice part about it is if I go to shear these sheep, there's got 11 sheep in there, and I can just right click and shear them all at once, which is kind of nice. And then we get a timer that shows us how long till the wool. And the same thing if you breed them, you're going to get a timer that shows you how long until you can breed them again. But in order to breed them, of course, I would need 11 pieces of wool. Or no, sorry, at least 2 pieces of wheat, but then you only get 1 extra sheep. If I, yeah, so it's kind of, one could say cheating and sort of overpowered, but the idea was to stop the whole lag pen thing with a bazillion animals all over the place. Yeah, distraction factor, but that worked. Okay, so we need stones. I think it was 4, was it? Never remember. Oh. Okay. 1, 5. Just in case you screw up, right? Alright. Let's build one of these puppies. Now you're seeing this the first time, same as I am. Other than watching other players do it, I have not actually looked at this thing myself. So I'm kind of curious to see how it looks. Let's just move these. There, I got the sheep in the jar, but I can't actually release them. I'm gonna move the pen. Hello, sheep. You can go over there. And put them in there. There you go, sheep. And here comes the bee. So we just come right back in. Pick up the bag, which is from the Supplementaries mod. But if you end up with, I think it's more than 2 bags, it seems to vary, then you can get, like, if you fill them up, you can get encumbered, over-encumbered. Okay, Walter, I'm gonna put you down right there. That looks pretty cool. And the 5th one, oh, wrong one. This, I can turn into a button. A button. And all I would need to do is give this thing a redstone signal. But I think rather than putting it on the ground, I think I'm just gonna stick it on the side. Doesn't really matter which one, so maybe for just because I like symmetry. Actually, no, I have 2, whatever. See if that works. I may need to put it on the one right in behind, but okay, let's go get ourselves a crystal. So we need to have vault rock, 4 pieces of chipped, and 1 ingot. There's 1. Might as well make the second while I'm here. That's pretty cool. Okay. So they've given us the ability to mouse over something, hold down control, and then get the book to open. Pretty neat. Alright, let's take one of these, and I can place it on here. Our recipe, we need 1 piece of stone, 6 arrows, 1 lapis, and 1 seeds. Okay. Let's go with arrows. We're just going to throw them at the thing. It'll give me extras, so let's go like this. Throw that whole pile. It says I'm complete, and it gives me the leftovers back. And then we needed a stone. Great. 8 of those. Wow, days are short around here. I don't think I've saved a grass seed. I don't think I have lapis. Let me just double check. Nope, I didn't save a grass seed. Silly me. And no lapis to be found. There's plenty of caves. So I guess we're going for those. Let's start with the grass. If I can get in here before there's mobs. Nope. Monsters. Lovely. Interesting, the monster's radius is problematic. Okay. On that case, I'm gonna put this in my box of sort of important stuff. Unfortunately, we can only have, as far as I know, one altar at a time. Oh, I'll just leave the book behind. Those back. This one back. Steel or iron, generic iron, stone. Everything else looks pretty generic, so we're good. Giving you a rough idea how deep we had to go. The vault materials, the chromatic iron particularly, is only found below -30. But what I was reading is most people had the best luck going right down to the bottom of the world and working their way up as they find it. We are looking for lapis. What I did while I was mining, for the most part, I mean, I got a bit of some of these things, but fairly quickly decided that I was not going to pick these items up. I'd come back for them later on if I needed them. So there's lots left in the tunnels. There's a piece right there. So I will just leave that. I may need to make another trip down here, but at least it wasn't too bad when I got stairs. Yeah, very convenient. So what I did as I was going through is if I had to mine through a spot where the ore was sitting, rather than exposing it or mining it out, I would just basically keep on going with the tunnel, but take the ore and just put it in the nearest spot in the wall right by the other pieces that were exposed. And then that way I only took out what was in the way without filling up my inventory. So there's a lot of that deep slate down there. Where is... Oh, that's not good at all. We rolled back quite a bit. So by having rolled back, there was a crash with the vault, and neither of the picks I put on the wall are here. One was a Fortune 3, and the other one was just a generic one. So we have a problem with this guy. You're a novice, you're looting 3. Okay, so those locked in. But the actual picks are missing. That stinks. Oh well. Let's go back up here and deal with that really quickly, but I'm not going to put them in there anymore. This for those. I don't need that many. Come on. There we go. Uh-huh. There we go. Okay, so apparently we're glitchy right now. Lovely. It's okay. It happens. I need it. Hey, buddy. What do you have? Nope, you're not the one. This guy. This one back there. What do you have? Select touch. Nope, wrong one. Unbreaking 2. You will do. Oops. I need a book, don't I? Eat up the apples. They're useless. Alright, where's the books? Fortune Man, please. There we go. 4 levels. I really hope that's enough. I don't think it's going to be. Okay. So, I guess the trip to the iron farm. One of those, we are so close! But yet we also needed the seeds, so I guess we need it out here anyways. Pretty standard vanilla iron farm over here, nothing too exciting. The nice part about it is that by putting the half slabs and the trapdoors down, then they could actually, most of the time the villagers go to sleep on their own, which makes the farm relatively self-resetting. Might as well take them. Guys. Yep, one more round. As you can see, it's relatively effective, and I'm going to need to make some more chests for this stuff. I can't leave it very long before it fills itself up. Oops. There must have been some in the hoppers inside. So, yes, more space. Get these out of the road. No, I'll do that later. Come on, guys. Okay. Should be more than enough. Way more than enough. Let's go and get ourselves some seeds. They've got a neat little thing in here where we can actually right click and it auto plants for us. So we might as well go ahead and just harvest the wheat field. Also, when you use a hoe for the harvesting, you actually get a 3x3, which is really nice. Oop. Except if I get stuck on the pumpkins. While we're here then, that will allow me to harvest the sheep. The big tall plant you see to my left is actually a flax plant, and flax is a great way to get strings, so as you can imagine, not being too enthused about spiders, I was quite pleased to have an alternate method of getting string. But the other thing you can use flax for is 7 of the flax pieces with 1 piece of string, and that's how we make those sacks that we saw at the beginning. Great. I don't think I need anything else at the moment. Yeah, okay, great. We have plenty of seeds, and then we can trade some of the extra stuff away with the villagers, or breed the sheep. I might as well do, and then I can get more wool next time. Got 11. We should take. Yeah. So now we're gonna have 16 sheep. Oh, and we can see that we can next breed them again in about a minute, which is kind of nice. All right. So we just need the lapis and the whatchamacallit. Let's not do that right next to the altar, because then I won't know how many the fortune gave me. This way. Is that the fortune pick? No, I didn't make it fortune yet. Right. I came back here for a reason. Okay. That's not mending, so I'll pull that out of the way. Hello, sir. Can you take iron? Excellent. Hello, will you take it? No, you're the wrong one. Buddy, put it in the back. Oh, do I want your boots?
Huh?
I have time to worry about you. Let's not do that right now. This one. 8. Okay. Move this for here. We're at 10. Should be enough. Oh, way in the back. Why are you guys like just hanging out way in the back today? I can go in there, but I only see. Oh, there. Let's go and turn this into the pick we need. All right. Bit of a mess in my inventory, but it will have to do. There we go. And what a rip! I only got. Oh, I got 9 out of that. Okay, well, I was gonna say what a rip, but that I guess wasn't a problem. So we're going to throw one at this, and it says complete. All right. So when all 4 of the items are complete. Love this. You just generically throw it. Right. Magnets to it. Alright. So now that it says complete on all 4, I should be able to press this button. The little sparkles. I love it. And there's our crystal. So this we use like a key, and you right click it on the vault portal, and it opens up the vault. So for level 0, you won't know what the objective, the theme, or the layout is. You can alter the crystals. Pardon me. I love it. Where did I put the book? I put it over here, didn't I? Cool. Nope, guess not. Guess it only showed me that option the very first time. This way? Nope. B. Vault crystal. Not that way. Portal. Okay, well, in any case, yeah, so they won't be the objective, theme, and layout will not be revealed. It can be set using seals, motes, and catalysts, which we don't have any of those materials yet. But once you get it farther on, you could actually collect those pieces and then have an effect on them to basically try and make the vaults positive. Now, you can get all kinds of things going on from, like there'll be time modifiers, there'll be positives and negatives. Sometimes the vaults will be lucky or furious or whatever. So like, let's see, the inside will find chests, coin piles, and treasure rooms, as well as gems. And then if you actually finish the core or the goal, you can get a reward chest. If you leave early, you only get whatever you picked up, which is fine to begin with because there's so much chance of dying. Let's see, loot modifiers. There we go. So you can find them being things like prosperous, dramatic, green, trapped. Of course, you can see that we've got trapped chest chances, haunted. It means you get soul shard drop rates, which is good, but there's also more ghosts in there. Found out. Gilded chests are awesome because they got extra cool stuff in them, and so there's lots of bonuses to these things. And these are the positive loot modifiers. What else have we got? Mob modifiers. So mob modifiers are not my favorite, as you can imagine, because you get all sorts of weird things going on. I'll just clean that up on the screen for a split second while I grab a quick drink. you can see there's all sorts of reasons to not like the mob modifiers. We don't have to deal too much with the bosses right off the bat, because they're trying to scale to player level, but the elite mobs are the ones that freak me out. But you get much, much more Vault XP. Pardon me. Now the Vault Dweller. I laugh because the Vault Dweller, he's a pain in the butt, from what I can see. The thing is, the Vault Dweller looks like Gaston from Beauty and the Beast. Like the red shirt, the dark hair, and I don't know whose joke that was, or if it was even intentional, but it definitely does look like that. If we get an obelisk-related vault, then we may end up with a boss when you kill the last one, or like turn on the last one. Bosses can be pretty nasty, but most of those things don't show up in the early levels. We get that guy's kind of ugly. There's a Soul Blaze, Vault Robot. Monster Eye is kind of weird. Those are only the bosses, so I don't think I have to worry too much about that. Let's see, what have we got? So you'll see in the bottom left corner, we've got a mana blue bar. It's kind of hard to see with the book open, but you can see it float around for a while. It says 100 on it right now. And it's related to player abilities, which we haven't got any yet, but once we have them, then it starts eating from your vault. There's bonuses, but we haven't got any vault gear either, which is an important piece to note, because vault gear doesn't really talk about that. There we go, vault gear. So after a while, you start getting different pieces of gear, and that really quickly makes your standard overworld stuff from diamond and netherite and so on look like paper. It's really kind of amusing, but they have extra bonuses on them. We'll see that as we go through, but needless to say, what it means is I've got diamond right now, have not been to the nether, and some of the enchantments that you can put on the regular gear we've got. I'm going to close out of this because it's not relevant just at the moment. But some of the bonuses that you would normally put on things like protection are pointless. So I don't even bother having a guy here for that. So can I please... Hey, buddy. You can just stay out there, I don't care. Let's see if we can make ourselves a second crystal, and I put it in this one, can I? Down there. What did I do with the other rock? That's not good. Didn't we have two of these? Did anybody remember where I put the other one? That's not good news if I can't find things like that. There's the other one. Excellent. Let's go down and see what recipe it wants. Okay, so we can handle most of this right off the bat. Let's try another one of these. There we go. And one of those. Bubble, and then fine, you can have these two. If you only put part of it, you can see it count down. You've got a bone, huh? I got a bone to pick with you. Come here. Excellent. Oh, nope. Here. Get rid of you. Party time! And junk collection time. Alright. those. We have the grass, right? Yes, we have the grass. 2 of those. And then the vault, or the stone. Oh. Bit of a waste, but that's okay. 1 or 2? 2. Now, the reason I'm choosing to spend the time building a bunch of these crystals is because vaults, although they give you a good amount of time to work with, particularly in the earlier levels when you don't have a whole lot of skills, I guess, or anything else to take advantage of speeding things up, people can run through them quite quickly because you end up very dead very fast. Level 10 and under, you do get what's called Beginner's Grace. And that basically means that for those levels, if you die in the vault, or pardon me, are unalived, love you, YouTube algorithm. If you're unalived inside the vaults, then you'll come out with just the gear you started with as you went in. But if you get beyond level 10, and when I'm referring to levels, it's the yellow leveling bar on the top right of the interface at the bottom, where right now it says 0. If you get beyond level 10 and you're running vaults that are higher than level 10, then once you unalive in the vault, you lose everything. Not just the stuff you picked up, but you lose everything. But I mean, the assumption at that point is often that you've got some special vault gear or whatever you already worked on. So for that reason, it probably is a smart move for us to go ahead and try and get a few more crystals so that we can, a few more, what do I call them? The vault rock pieces, these things, chip vault rocks, and make a few more crystals. We have plenty of vaults to work with. Why would we want to do vaults? Back it up. So we've been through a little bit of this before, but here's our interface. This is the statistics that we have generally, and it includes our overworld abilities. I'm not very fast, apparently. Yeah, 1.6. Yeah, so I'm not doing that great. I'm not sure what that particular slot was for. I think that's, oh, well, that's the offhanded one. Okay. Anyway, so we've got not much going on. I mean, I'm not immune to fire. My health is only at 20. Yeah, nothing too exciting there. Then here's the stats of like the vault. So we've only crafted 2 crystals so far, but we've also got other things like abilities. So once we've earned some research points, we can actually spend them on various abilities. One of the ones I'm looking forward to is this dash. What it does is it actually, you can zoom in a particular direction. Any direction you're facing. So what's kind of nice about that is you can even look up and dash, and you get sort of like a super jump. But it's kind of fun because some people will throw mega jump on that as well. So you can do both, and that allows you to mega jump up and then dash forward in cool directions. Those are some of the ones I'm looking toward. Mana allows you to basically have a shield. Heal is one of the most important early ones that a lot of people spend, but you have to have points to spend on. Correct? And if you regret any of these abilities that you're into, you can always unlearn them later on with something called an Orb of Regret. So then there's talents you can spend on different things. I mean, we've got all kinds of stuff from like critical strike through to extra strength, haste. Stone skin's kind of cool because of course it increases your resistance. Some random ones. Angel is kind of funny, but because it's creative flight outside the vault, but doesn't work inside the vaults. But from what I hear, there's some that like to do the creative flight outside the vault, and then when you're inside, they just use a combination of dash and mega jump. So experienced is sort of fun because it just boosts your experience up rather ridiculously, but in all honesty, it's the regular experience orb, so it doesn't actually help a whole lot. I'm not sure what that's going to affect, whether it's just outside experience, the green bars, or whether it's going to be the inside stuff. I have to learn that yet. But when you start getting to higher levels, you can actually change your archetype and your focus, which gives you pluses and minuses. For example, the one I'm looking at, most interested, is the Treasure Hunter. 50% item quality, so it gets better. Of course, 50% item quantity, better, and then you're going to take double the damage. So that's not great. But there's other things too, where if you have little side players, Eternals, basically come in, they look like little mini players that fight, I shouldn't say mini, they look like players that fight with you, and you can command them to do things, but there are drawbacks as well. So yeah, there's different versions and stuff. The other piece that we use, so we talked about abilities, you're going to use your talents and stuff for, but then you can also use it on researches, and that actually unlocks the other mods. So one of the most popular ones to open up early on is Vault Compass, which is kind of handy because it helps with your direction. But another one, some people don't necessarily think they need that. So another one that they open quite early is just basically simple storage. It's just made on like massive chests. But we need to... pouches is one that you can use inside the vault, and you can put upgrades on them, so it'll pick up things for you. And things to stack, and then those have to be upgraded. So you get this first pouch, then you get onto double pouches. Then you get onto a belt, and so on and so forth. But we get into all kinds of fun big toys. Like we get mining gadgets, which is disabled inside the vault, but you can actually use it for cool big speed mines outside. We've got building gadgets like wands and so forth. Weirding gadgets, I don't use many of those, are the chunk loaders. So we can open up whole big mods like the entirety of Thermal Expansion is gated behind research. Or we can use Botania, but it's gated behind research, which is really fun. Power is actually kind of a fun one because you've got generators, or you can open up Power mod, which I haven't used a whole lot, but you can basically, you've got power cables and so on. When you start getting into the power section, then you can actually power things such as like the Applied Energistics, which is the AE2 storage system, and it's all about cables and digital storage. Refined storage is sort of cousin that some people prefer, so I don't know. I've used both, and I haven't really noticed a whole lot of difference between them in terms of enough to make me actually want to pick one over the other. I'm quite looking forward to Create. With Create, you can do things like grinding wheels and gears and mods to make things go faster. It's sort of neat. So there's lots of different things that we can look at. Easy Villagers is it says we need research, but parts of it were unlocked already. I don't quite know why that's the way it is, but I don't know. I'm not going to argue with it. If it was supposed to be gated and it wasn't, then I'm not going to argue with that. It says Easy Piglins is there as well. I don't know if that really is the case, but that'd be kind of handy. I'm looking forward to Botany Pots. You can grow just about anything you want. Like it says, automate any crop in the game very easily by growing them in tiny pots. So that's kind of handy because then you don't need great big fields. Yeah, I think that's about the size of it. Alright. So let's get ourselves... Where did I put the bag of vault stones? Unfortunately, the return on investment is only 10%. So you don't usually get a whole lot of stone. Where did I... Oh, right, I put the bag for... Okay. I put the bag for the iron downstairs. I'll just put away some of this stuff for now. Yeah. I'm not going to worry about sheep. Those bones are over here. Those away for now. Alright. I'm going to put that one away inside. And we have some junk, so let's put the junk kind of in here, I guess. Alright. Oops, actually I did make a fortune for that facility. As long as we don't get spiders, I can play around out here. Not a huge fan of spiders. Bye. should get better at this placing blocks thing, but somehow I just never seem to get any faster. That's okay. I'll blame it on the cold. So what have we got? Oh, the zombie dance party. So these things do come in fairly large veins, as you can see. I had, what did I have, 15? So in fact, probably about 12 and a half stacks of this stuff when I finished mining, and this was just one vein. What I'm actually looking for, it's supposed to be about a 10% chance, but so far we're not having a whole lot of luck. I'm looking for those the rocks, the chipped rocks. There's one. You need 4 of them for every one of these crystals. 3. You can see your return is not that great. And I'll give you a quick boo. We usually use the Zeros minimap and the Zeros world maps. The drawback, unfortunately, is Zeros does not seem to, either that or I'm an idiot, which is possible, but Zeros does not seem to have an easy way of looking at the underground portion. It seems to insist on being surface. Now, as I said, it could be something that I've just never figured out. But for that purpose, I've dumped Journey Map in on top, just so I could see the mapping of what I've done so far. Okay, so for that stack and a half, we got 5 pieces. You can see the return's not excellent, but it will do. If you try and smelt the vault cobblestone, it does not become stone again. It actually goes into the polished version, which you can't get the chip vault rocks from. Not great, but not terrible. 10% is fine, and as far as I know, there isn't a modifier to get more out of them, although there are other ways of doing it once you've got other mods. So we could do different forms of crushing and so on that might be more useful. I haven't really looked into it a whole lot because I actually have to get to the point where I can actually unlock those mods in the first place. It's one of those, why waste time getting all excited about something that's going to take a while to do. Remind me next time not to do it that way. There we go. Back and forth is fine, up and down not so much. Alright. Let's see what we get out of these ones. We're at 5. We've got 1 in storage, that makes 6. There's another one, 6 again. So 6 here, 1 in storage. I will definitely need to get a mending, pickaxe, but also need to pick up the efficiency. Now, I've only gone, with the villagers, I've only actually gone as far as efficiency 4, and the reason for that is actually that, although efficiency 5 is probably what I'm going to want long term, short term, if I use anything, if I use anything else, like beyond efficiency 4, particularly later on if one gets a beacon or something like that, I overmine like crazy. Uh-oh, that's not good. We are going to have a crash. Yeah. Okay, well, that's not looking good. Oh, I know why. Duh. It's on the hour. So this server does reboot on the hour, which means that we are into Lego break. Just gonna quickly get that rolling, and I'm right back. Lego time it is. Alright, so we're here working on the Hogwarts Magical Trunk. And where we left off last time, we were working on the little cupboard that goes inside. So it wanted us to add some stuff to the inside of this thing, which is going to be tiny. Very tiny. And let's see if we can find them. So I have got... where is it? We've got, looks like a mug, a little circle in the bottom. Or do they have white circles missing? One stud. There we go. We're going to put a clear stud on the bottom of this. And, not on the bottom. If I can actually look correctly. It's not on the bottom, it's on the top. Why am I not seeing? It's gold on the top. There we go. I'm looking at the wrong one. That would explain a lot. Okay. It's the clear one that's actually pre-colored for us. That would make sense. Perfect sense. So we're clear stud on top, and then a gold one on top of that. That's just going to sit inside. There's no studs for it to sit on, so I'll just set that down. And then we have a Bertie Bott's Every Flavor Beans bucket, which has a little red top on it. Just need to find the stud. There we go. So this one's hopefully going to zoom. See. There we go. Little beans box. And we'll just put the red top on that. Two pieces sit inside the cupboard. Which, as I said, unfortunately, it's tough to show because they just sit inside. And I'm showing an overhead view, so that doesn't work too well for you guys. And it's just going to sit inside. Then I want that to go inside the box. And sit at the back. Alright. Next. So, my cupboard might need an elastic on it if I'm going to move it around a lot. Things are falling out already. Alright. So, then the next thing we need is start with brown brick. I'm making another cupboard. Alright. Deja vu. It's back panel. Back panel and two side pillars. 1 and 2. Sticker on the back. There. It just occurred to me I forgot to put on the timer, so you guys get a bit of a bonus for that, and then we'll get back to the game as soon as that timer runs out. Alright, so then there's the front panel, and we're going to need a couple of doors. Zoom in right side up would probably help. That. Put on the top pieces, little bits. Together. My voice is probably a little bit further away because what I've actually done is just push the mic back more towards the monitor. So this bit is a little bit of an experiment just to see which location of the microphone works best. I'm just trying to keep the microphone out of view for you guys. And margins. 1 and 2. And there's our cupboard. We need to put the flat piece back. One of these ones where you set your eyes on something and then you can't find it. 1 and 2. One circle for the front corner. And a second in the front corner. Alright, and the back is... I swear I'm staring at it and just can't see it. Okay, well, that's alright. We'll get back to that part. So, I want in it. I want to put a book inside. We've got ourselves a book cover. And then the book back. And these two pieces do snap together. It's kind of hard to see for you guys to see on black. And that and sticky fingerprints always mar things. So we've got the inside there, and we appear to have a custom printed piece and a sticker. So let's see if I can find the inside. There we go. Put ourselves the camera. So it's gonna have the little panel. Maybe. Okay, and then we've got a sticker that goes on the outside. I'll try and show you the sticker after I get it stuck on. Front of the book. So it says Advanced Potion Making, and we've got a little chest. Or not chest, sorry, cauldron. Zoom, please. Maybe not. You can get the point. It actually does say Advanced Potion Making. Doesn't like my hand. Alright. And then that's just going to sit inside the cabinet at the front. And then there's also one extra tile, which is a custom printed, and I quite like this one, a Marauder's Map tile. You can see that. And it's not actually as fuzzy as it looks. It's difficult to get this focus. Yeah. So it's a Marauder's Map, and that's what actually it says across the front of the tile. And it just sits in covered crosswise. There we go. So, double check, but I think, yeah, this cupboard sit in the opposite side. So, all right. Now they want to move accoutrements from earlier. So we have our fireplace sitting in next to the in there, and we have our points measurement. Okay, down, now we're building a bench and a table. One piece, 2 piece, and we're not going to get this one finished. The timer is just about to run out, to your advantage, I suppose. 2 of those, 2 of the long strips, and we just ran out of time. That's okay. But just because I've got it handy, I'm just going to finish that step, and we just snap on bench. Three and 4, and that's the seating for our bench. And I'm assuming that we get the other half with the cover next round. All right. So quickly slip to the BRB, and then we'll be back to the big game. and good news. It did seem to save where we were at, including everything that's left on the ground. So we've got 14 pieces of vault rock. So means I've got one extra in storage. It's 15. Let's get the last what I've got in my inventory here all chopped up. I can't seem to count today. Go. Looks like we've got a little bit of lag going on, making things just slightly choppy. Okay, that's all right. Now, on the bright side, for the playstyle I have, I tend to like to be chicken, as you guys are well aware. What that means in terms of vault hunters is I did ask around a little bit, and it appears that you can run vaults lower than your current vault level, should you happen to level up. Of course, you get less vault experience for it, for doing so, but that does mean that we can make sure that we retain beginner's grace as long as possible. There's also another piece, do I have? Did I put the book away? I think I put the book away. We're gonna need those. That. 5 more crystals. Yay! Oh, right. I know. I wanted the bag. Pardon me. These things are kind of handy. They're mini shelter boxes to start with. Oh. I got another whole pile there. Okay, and there's the book I wanted. Alright, what was I looking for? Somebody was looking for. Oh, I know what I was looking for. Entry index. Do-do-do-do-do. Gems, gear types, blah blah blah. Modifiers. Okay, so it's not easily findable here. It's probably being talked about somewhere. Death modifiers. There we go. Afterlife. So all items, pardon me, all items you entered with will be restored on death. Artifacts can be found. An experience multiplier is half. So the idea being, if you get XP while you're in the vault, you would only get half the amount. If you get Phoenix, all items you entered with will be restored on death, and that's it. And then Beginner's Grace, so you don't have the options of either of these two on the left, Afterlife or Phoenix, as I understand it, until you're done with the levels that have Beginner's Grace. But that's up to level 10, or at least the end of level 9, which is fine by me, because that means that I could grind level 9 vaults for quite a while and get less, but also I can try and make sure that I go in with Afterlifes or Phoenixes after that point as much as possible. But I think they said, I can't remember what it was, but there's a certain number of vault levels below where you are before you can actually stop getting any XP. I don't think I would take it that far, but it does mean that if I wanted a slower grind, just to make sure that I actually survived it every time, or not survived it, but came out with my original stuff every time, there's a possibility of that actually happening. There we go. So we can make 5 more recipes. So let's go and see what the first of those is going to be. I went and put everything away now, so I have to go dig it out again. Hello? Vault, please. Thank you. Of course they want copper. Right. So the 3 of those items, not bad, but of course they want copper. So let's head down and go and get that. Oops. I'm pretty sure I saw some in the walls and the stairs. We can start there. And there we are. They wanted 5. I don't trust that I'm ever going to get more than 1 ingot, even after I use, what should I call it? The fortune. That's the word I'm trying to look for. Oh. Nice large vein, though. That's not bad. This way. one of the larger ones. I like larger veins. There we go. Then I don't end up falling into the wall. Great. That will definitely get us what we need. We'll get that smelting up. That was good. We didn't have to go too far for that. All right. What was the other three we needed? String, wheat, and cobble. Here we go. You can see this is also a hoarder-friendly game. So people who love to have a bazillion pieces, like I know Carnage Joe loves to store everything, and there's a few others that do. Not much. Yeah, there's people that like to store a lot of stuff. You're in heaven around here. I don't need that much either. I think it was only 3 string. Grab a few more, because then I can breed those sheep as well. String and cobble. That's just one. This is the glitch I was telling you about. They're actually a bit bananas. Okay, so we needed, I think it was 3 string. I think. I can always use it for something else if that was wrong. Throw that at it. Oh, whoops. That's not gonna help. That one. We could actually just do it off the side, but I just want to see if I can make sure everybody gets to see it. Okay. Throw some wheat at it. And then string. And copper. Alright. Didn't I throw 3 string at it? I must have needed more than 3. Okay, that's not. 2. There we go. Complete. And here come the pretty sparkles. Crystal! Yay! Next. That one went. Andesite. Oh, fun. Charcoal, string, and sugarcane. We got the string. That's easy enough. Got some charcoal. I don't know if I have andesite. Let me run up and check. I don't know if that's something I kept. That could be a problem. Let's see. Okay, so it's not makeable. That's a bit of a pain. Didn't think so, but you know, sometimes when they add mods, you never know. So we might be temporarily stymied, but at least let's get the rest of it. I can't remember what the rest of it was. Oh, sugarcane and charcoal. Great. Charcoal's over here. Oh no, I put it up top. Fuck. Oh. Go. And sugarcane here. Drop off. what we have. Here's the sugarcane and the charcoal. And then we have andesite. Fun, fun. Right. You can see it's a bit of a hoard game, right? Gotta find the right pieces. Now, because we can't do more than one, we're stuck until we get those extra pieces. Might as well breed the sheep. Why not? Because we can, right? Oh. No sheep. And we now have 24 sheep. I'd love to breed the bees, but no go on that one. And a ton of wool. Sure. Why not? Now we're at the point 59 on one shear. Like, that, it's getting a little ridiculous. These are kind of overpowered, but I'm okay with that. Wow, whoa. Interesting zombie party. Not liking that, because if we suddenly have baby zombies, I'm in trouble. Like that. Okay. Can I? Yeah, monsters. No surprise. Nope, too many monsters. Okay. Oh, it's letting me. Yay! They move just enough. Okay, I don't trust that if I put that other pick up on the wall, it's still going to be there, so I'm just going to put it over here instead. Put these away. Oh, cobblestone, which I have too much. Do I have an empty bag? No. I could probably store it back in here where it more or less came from. Still have extra. You're looking for andesite, right? Andesite. That back. Rocks. And down I go. Yay! Oh, oops. This is also handy if we can get it to work. There we go. Now we've got a Wyla type thing, sort of the what am I looking at? But I think it was all stone all the way down, or almost all the way down. This could be a bit of a bigger hunt than I had anticipated earlier. I don't recall seeing any, so what I might end up having to do is mine somewhere near the top and see what we get. Yeah, definitely not going to be down there. Okay, so we're a bit stymied at the moment. Just take a quick look and see. Looking to see if there's any particular biomes, because this may not be the best place to be. Vault. Hunters. Spell. I'm hitting every button except what I need to hit today. Okay. Let's see. Forest biomes. Let's see here. Oops. Come on. Huge caves made of this stuff. Fantastic. I hate caving. Okay. Granite caves, diorite caves, andesite cave. Nature's compass is your friend. Fun, fun. Temperate biomes as well. But could be in forests and stuff. So we are in a forest. Actually, we're in plains right now, but we live near a forest biome, so we can try that to see what happens. Before I go anywhere, then in that case, I will need some more torches. Do I have any wood left? One stick. Well, that's not going to help anybody. That good anyways. I make things by halves now, right? Isn't that how it goes? Dump zone. Okay, let's leave that behind. All right, off we go. Glitch is going to make me crazy. There's a hole in the ground. Forest, technically. Sure, why not? Really? Like, I want to get rid of this stuff, but I don't, sort of, at the same time. Okay, there we go. I feel dumb that I'm looking for these things. I should be able to have them already. Let's put a torch at the top. And it devolved into a mining stream. Lovely. Let's just put that in there. No. Sure. Being blind here is probably not smart. Where is base for a second? I do have a nature's compass, so I probably shouldn't be a fool about this and actually look it up. You can see I've had some fun. So there's the latest death. There's an old death here. There's 3 more over there. Now some of these, though, from trying to get I had a zombie in the thing, but I died 3 times trying to get him in there. And then there's another one out the back, which was just a stupid death from a skeleton. I guess I can clear those out. Now that I've showed them to you. Okay, so death, 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 death. And so over here. Oops, wrong one. Commands. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So including the ones from the bingo, then I am at 52 deaths in Minecraft. Great. Okay. There is a way for me to work around the death counter. I need to split them up and have a different command for each one of them. I just have to make sure that the code that runs the death counter underneath it would actually work that way. Okay, let's go up this way. And go for the Nature's Compass. Okay, so sort by name. And apparently andesite is not going to show. Alrighty. That's not helping. Yeah. Not super helpful. Back we go. Anybody else? Reddit, what do you say? That's what? No. Old knowledge is forest biomes, granite in mountains, and diorite in savannas. Okay, well, I guess I'm in a forest biome. Let's go back down the hole before the mobs show up. This could be a bit messy. Uh-oh, where's that hole? That's no good. Map. Aha. We get down to minus 30, we're in trouble because we wouldn't have found what we're looking for. Whoa. Okay. Don't want to look at the Enderman. One of the nice things we've got is we have a form of free cam. We can actually take a look around and see how big is this cave. That's a skelly. Okay. What we got in here? Just stone, 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 stone. Enderman. More stone. That was not helpful. Okay. Somewhere looks straight ahead. Okay, so it looks like I'm in the wall of the cave. Probably bypass most of it. Because there's no... this. Yeah, it still looks like stone. Alright. Let's see if we can not get ourselves handed the meal ticket or the exit ticket. Oh. Oh, fun. This is the way the chicken mines. I really don't like my caves. Please, can we not? Thank you. There we go. Multiply 0 as far back as 0. There we go. Pardon me. Oh. Still supposedly in the forest biome. 2, 0. And we go down further. Down there. Yep. Kind of curious. Oh, good. I'm not quite out of the biome yet. Two, 4. So, yeah. Look, a lot of things are high water. We will definitely be hitting up some of those vaults this evening. I just wanted to see if we could get a few more crystals made before we did that, but it looks like, at the moment, not likely. So, we'll just have to wing it, I guess. I don't mind some caves, so I'm not trying to be a total wimp on that one. But that cave was a little bigger and a little more busy than I wanted to handle at the moment. Where does block lighting up? There. Oh, I'm a fool. I'm a fool. There we go. So we have the light overlay mod. I don't know if it's on everybody's installs, but it appears to be on mine. And so usually it shows little X's, but you can easily go in and modify the setting true or false in the config file. So that's, as you can see, is what I've done. Still at Y65. I'm not hearing caves. I'm not seeing any andesite though. Oh, that's because in the meadow. Okay, that's not gonna help. And back to forest. I wish there was a Y level thing for when you find andesite. It's one of those things that you just can't seem to get rid of when you're dealing with vanilla, but when you've got modded, it just, of course, there's the use for it. I can't find it, right? Ooh, oh, we're back to meadow again. This may not go super well. Use some andesite, please. Never thought I'd be saying I want to manifest andesite. That's what I expected to happen. Right. There's more copper. You can see on this game that there could be a market in a shopping district for a little bit of everything. I'm hearing water. Also realizing that the subtitles are highly distracting. So as you can see, it's a bit of a grind sometimes. Oops. Getting to the things you need. For dripstone caves, I don't have much of a good feeling about that one. Dripstone's nice, but we're 15. Y level 15, that is. Once I unlock Mechanist, there's some more osmium ore. At the moment, I'm only keeping the vanilla stuff, but who knows what it's going to ask for. Ooh. Okay, probably lit up due to lava. Lovely. What have we got? Deep slate. Okay, so we'll be hitting deep slate level. Lead ore. Interesting. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I don't see what we're looking for. We're down too low now. Boo. That poke hole was no success. Is there a Y level for andesite? Doesn't seem to be. We just need to keep looking at forest biomes, I guess. Poke holes everywhere, I suppose. That's kind of disappointing. What I think one of the things we're going to do is we're going to head back up, and before I go poke another hole, which I'll probably work on off stream, let's find a spot to put the portal so that we can at least do something else more productive before the end of the stream. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. I may actually go have a look at the village nearby and see if there's, what biome it classifies as. This is all meadow here. Then it's forest in this direction. And quite notably so. So I could probably do a few more poke holes locally, or even just head down this direction and do some more poke holes down there. But that's neither here or there at the moment. Head back and see if we can find ourselves a decent spot for portal. I don't really want to be all that far away. I may not stay here forever, but I'm trying to think of a neat spot to put it. I mean, up high would be kind of fun. Probably not on a ledge. Yeah, falling over things is not fun. Why don't I just put it right out in front of my house? It's probably easiest. I can always move it later. I'm going to be tearing down this house. I don't like it, so I don't mind putting the portal in front of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then very much like a nether portal. 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach down there. Oh man. 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Well, that was really quick. Right, I do need to do some poke hole work. That was not super exciting for me, let alone not exciting for you guys. What can I do? Well, I guess I'm just gonna tear this down. Start working on that. And then off stream I'll do some more poke holes into the ground.
Hello.
And we'll see. Hey Max! you came in just at the end. I will give people a quick summary in a couple minutes, but we were temporarily stymied, and you may smile, but we were temporarily stymied by the need for andesite. But I was glad you were able to drop by. I'm just tearing down the house I was working on. Decided I don't like it. One of the reasons I don't like it is because it serves no function in what I'm actually doing. The other reason I decided I don't like it is plenty of mobs were spawning inside it, and I had not actually moved in yet. The third reason is because I changed my mind about which model I was going to use for the house. I'd have to tear it all down anyways. My thought this season was for Vault Hunters was to do a model based off of Anne of Green Gables, and it had not occurred to me that there might actually be online floor plans and such for the real Green Gables, because the house does exist. And so I was using a floor plan layout for based off of the TV series Anne with an E, and decided the house was different enough from the real Green Gables that I didn't like it. So yeah, all those reasons. I mean, it gets in the way. I'm not using it right now. I keep having to go around it to be able to get to the crop farms, because I started out my bed on this side, and then I built the barn thing over there, and so I moved. It was just easier to sleep above the barn, which was going to be early storage, but since I'm not a hoarder, that's partly where we got stuck. And I don't think I've come across andesite yet. So, yeah. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head into the village nearby and just see whether or not any of the buildings are made with andesite in the walls. Because I've already devoided it of all the villagers, so I can just tear down some of the buildings and steal the materials from there. That might be a good way to start. So yeah, that's another possibility. And I know rather than moving over there, I don't see the point of moving over there, because for my playstyle, a great big gash in the ground is not conducive to a friendly place for me to be, because the great big gash in the ground is actually like a horizontal cave. It opens right up to the surface. Hey. Okay. Sorry, that's my silk touch. And it still is making behavior. Dig up the floor in a second. Alright, let's sleep before we get the mobs showing up. Yeah. In this one, I was playing a single player world, but was actually having trouble finding the basic vault stone, and I'm kind of glad I didn't. Because I think longer term, a multiplayer world would be more effective for what we're looking at. At least at the beginning stages. Later on, it might be nice to be able to do potentially co-op vaults with other players. But in the meantime, yeah, there is the vault for this evening. It's made out of something called polished vault stone. And then the vault stone, when you mine it to cobble, it's got a 10% chance of dropping chipped vault rocks, and those chipped vault rocks are what we need to combine with a special chromatic ore for the pack that can make crystals, or, well, a vault. They call it a vault rock. And then the vault rock, you have to feed it special things on an altar, and then give it a redstone signal, and it will turn into a crystal that opens the gate. I've got 3 of them, I think, ready. I was going to build some more, but then we got stymied because one of the items it asked for was andesite. And do not have andesite, so yeah. Just recently, in one of the updates, they've added grouping. So unfortunately, andesite is not one of the ones where they've grouped it. But things like plank wood or leaves or something like that, for the vanilla types, they've grouped them so that when it asks for leaves, it's like any type of leaves. It sort of cycles through. Now, I mean, that would be fine if it was cycling through the vanilla types of rock as well. The thing is, I don't have any of them. So, yeah. And it's not due to the lack of being a hoarder, just I haven't seen any of them. when I was mining, I literally went from stone straight into deep slate. So I have deep slate and top and stone, and that's it. Like, I don't know what happened, but I didn't get anything else, which is posing a bit of a problem at the moment. I mean, like, there's ores down there, but I left most of those behind because a lot of them are tied to specific mods that you need to unlock with research points you pick up from inside the vaults. But, like, well, you pick up the materials to create the items that then will give you a research point or a knowledge point to work with. And since I don't have any of that stuff yet, there's no point in having the ores and just storing them. So, yeah. Didn't get a whole ton of progress, but we got the vault portal built. We've got the altar built, which I will show, and then we've got a few crystals made. So that's better than a kick in the pants, I suppose. There is a good amount of vanilla to go with this, you know. As you can see, we've still got our fine, wonderful, noisy, boom boom creeper friends, who are just as much of a pain as usual. Go away. Oh, missed. And so I'm still on the infinity train. As you can see why. My shot is terrible. Come on. Really? There we go. How could I not hit you? There we go. But we also have the ability to pick up our arrows again. So, I mean, really, I could run around and try and find all my arrows that I made a big mess with. Pick them up again. Well, most of them. I don't know why I can't pick all of them up. But sometimes if you hit them in the ground, you can pick them up again. That's as good a time as any. I'll clean up more of the floor in a minute. But we've got... Here's the vault altar. It's smiling and nodding. Uh-huh. Here's the vault altar. So the rock that we put in the middle, you can see there, and then it asks for various different things, and it cycles through them. So the charcoal one, you can sort of see that it's cycling through regular coal and charcoal. The andesite, unfortunately, is not cycling through anything. So I need andesite specifically, which is a big pain in the toot. But yeah, so then once that's done, we just press the button and it gives it a redstone signal, and we end up with cool color changing crystals that look like this. Okay, you can see, oops, let's get the options, sounds. So we're still coming off that cold, so you can see lovely little color changing crystal. And then when we click this on the altar, it'll light up, or on the portal, sorry, it will light up the same way you see when you do nether portals. Thank you. And not the same color design though, like it actually is a color changing sort of transparency, kind of like the rotating colors in the crystal. But that's when we start to find out about the objective, the theme of the rooms, the layout that we're going to get. There's different objectives available, things like scavenger rooms, monolith searches, obelisk searches. I can't remember what else there is. You can get themes like western rooms and deserts and so on. And layouts tend to be things like squares or diamonds or sometimes circular. But yeah, there we go. And there'll be also pros and cons to it. So it might be a lucky vault, it might be a furious vault, it might be a copious vault, which I'm not particularly sure what that means. But people tell me it's a good thing. I don't know. So yeah, we do have a book. Oh, and I put the book away. Where's the other room? We do have a book, so we're going to be looking up the various pieces as we go, hopefully. You won't really know until you're in them. Vault modifiers. Yeah, so there's the different ones. So we could have locked vaults, so you can't actually get out. I really hope that we don't end up with one of those. Raffle, lock the vault, and speedrun objective. So I have suspicion they don't put those on right at the start. But we can have things that happen to us. If we're draining, injured, hunger. Lucky is good. Understand unlucky is bad, and so on and so forth. So we've got a bunch of different things that can happen as well. And there's also difficulty modifiers. So it can be an extra difficult vault or an extra easy one. You know, so there's all kinds of different things that can change it up and down with mobs and so on. Poisonous, freezing, temp, plus 10% increased chance mobs slow you when they hit you. You know, there's different things like that. And we don't know about those until we get into the vault. So, yeah. That's all she wrote for now. I'm going to try and see in between if I can get this one finished up. And I think I had a couple more crystals, or sorry, a couple more of the gray rocks in storage, so we can get a couple more crystals built. And then, whether or not I get it done, regardless, we are going in later on. Now, I do have to compete with the other people on the server because we don't really want to have multiple people in a vault all at once. That tends to cause server crashing. I mean, as in, if you're co-opting, that's one thing, but if you're doing separate vaults, that tends to contribute more frequently to server crashes. So we'll see. When I do my evening slot, it's usually fairly quiet on the server, so that's probably a better time for me to try and run those. But yeah, that's about all she wrote. Let's see who we've got live. I don't yet have anybody followed that does Vault Hunters at this time slot of the day. So we'll probably be heading into a more vanilla-ish Minecraft style. I think we're going to head over and say hello to Maribel Jade. So we're going to head over to Jade, give her our best. And, well, yeah, a lot of the players like Iskall, to address your question, Max, or comment, a lot of the players like Iskall tend to play solo, and then every once in a while they'll go together and do joint vaults. If you watch a little bit in the evenings, if you happen to be around and see people like Lena Hun or Lammy Pie, they will often do group co-op vaults. Or there's another thing you can do as well where other players can make what's called a doll, and then so someone going into the vault can take your doll with them, and then you get some perks out of it. So yeah, we're going to head over to Maribel Jade and give her our best, and then I'm going to do a bunch of poking around and trying to get some more of the materials that these crystals are asking for, so that we can get ourselves on the road. Can't think of anything else at the moment, but I'm going to start the raid, and then I'm going to say thanks to everybody who's been able to pop in today. Let's just get that going.
Mischief managed.
Excellent. So I want to say thank you very much, as I said, to everyone who wanted to or was able to be here today, from Benson and Fantastic Sherlock Fox, and Ross dropped in for a while, Scrub Lord as well, and Max. I want to say thank you to all of you guys for coming by. If there's anyone who's been lurking and I didn't say your name, I want to let you know you're appreciated too. It's because you guys are here that I enjoy doing these sorts of things. And yeah, I guess that's about all there is to say for it. Please do give Jade my best. I will be joining you guys, but putting it on in the background. And wishing you guys a great day. I will see you again later this evening. Bye-bye for now.
Transfer complete.